Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm so good. It's nice to meet you.
It's great to meet you too. I'm so excited.
Me too. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for joining. My name is Jack, and this is the Pop Palace podcast.
Yes.
So we celebrate iconic women and queer people in pop music and pop culture. And I'm in OKC, and then I know you're in Dallas, and so I was like, she's the perfect fit. Yes.
Yes.
So we love to have our guests introduce themselves. So if you could just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about how you started in music.
Totally. So my name is Elyse Jewel. I am 20 now. I'm a 20-year-old pop artist from Dallas. Music has always kind of been something that I've loved and kind of been drawn to. My aunt was like off Broadway, and then my dad, he was in a band in college, and so they made sure to really just like throw music my way. So I'm a big theater girl as well as like I love the Beatles and Eric Clapton. But yeah, I mean, so then that kind of inspired me, and of course Taylor Swift. She was like the first big music idol that like really like I just like felt a connection to, and I had like all of her CDs, and like my parents, I like made my parents learn all the words to her songs, and uh,
Yep.
and I don't know, yeah, I mean, really, I just have always felt a connection to music, so I feel like that's kind of where I started, and I just always wanted to do
Yeah, definitely. I love that. I love to get to know like what really got people started in music because some people it's just randomly they're like, yeah, I was 25 and one day I picked up guitar, or some people it's like
it.
you're born into it.
Yeah.
So, your new EP, Love Now, drops on Valentine's Day. So
hmm
exciting. Was the story behind it, was it planned? Did you create the song knowing you're going to drop it on Valentine's Day? Or was it just like divine timing?
Oh my God. So there were so many different names for this EP that we just like went back and forth on. So Love Now was like the first name that we came up with. And then originally we were actually going to drop it in October, the EP, because I also have a song in there called Graveyard. Um, and I was like, this would be like a really cool like Halloween project. And then we ended up pushing it back, and we were just going back and forth because I think Graveyard is such a cool name.
Hmm.
But then I was like, well, we can't release it during December because that's like holiday season. And so, um, and I was like, okay, what's like something cool that I could like spin on this? And then I was like, okay, I have a song in there, Love Now, and I know that I want that to be like the last song on the EP. So why not just go back to the original thought? And then I was like, wait, Valentine's Day is on a February, or it's on a Friday. That's what I meant to say. Uh, obviously, it's in February. I was like, Valentine's Day is on a Friday, and that's the perfect day to release. So it was kind of divine timing slash like semi planned.
Yeah, I love that. And like Valentine's Day, I feel like it's such a good holiday to pick because people have like a lot of mixed feelings and strong feelings about Valentine's Day that like other holidays I feel like, just come and pass, but like
Mm-hmm.
you really, yeah, I love that.
And I think that there's a song for everybody on that EP, like whether you're in love or you just got out of a relationship or you're like, screw this, I don't even want to be anywhere
Yeah.
near that. I kind of have a song for I feel like all stages of that type of thing. So I think it works pretty perfectly too.
Yay, I love that. What if you could like designate a color you associate with the EP, what color do you think it would be?
Oh, okay. I know these are such opposites, but it really depends. I think of like, oh, I don't know. I'd say either purple or red, which those are like such opposite colors, but I
Uh-huh.
really think it's either purple or like a just like a strong red.
Yeah. I can't wait to listen to them. I'll let you know what colors I think.
Oh my God, wait, yes, please
I'll
do.
literally DM you, like, okay, I think it was purple.
No, wait, yes. It's like I feel like there's gonna be like a 50-50. It's like red people and we have like purple people and it's like
No,
just depends.
literally. Yeah. I love that. So, you've been nominated for Best Pop Artist in Dallas. What
hmm
is the most pop star moment you've had so far?
Oh my gosh. You know, I think something really cool is, I mean, being recognized is always like weird. Like it's just like it's like what? Like that's crazy that
Yeah.
you um recognize me. That's like something crazy. But I think really it's like whenever I perform and I see like a kid in the crowd, and they just like are just so just like immersed in the song. And then I've had a few kids like come up to me and they like draw me something and they bring it to me,
Oh,
and I think that it's the cutest thing ever, and I have all of them.
wait, that's so sweet.
It makes me feel just like I'm like, oh my god, this is like incredible. This is so cute.
Yeah. Wait, that's so sweet. I love that.
No, I know. I think the first one that I got, I almost cried. I was like, you drew this for me. Like I was like, thank you.
Yeah, and especially with kids, like they're gonna tell you the truth and they're not gonna pay
hmm
attention to something they don't want to pay attention to.
No, I know kids can be so harsh
Yeah,
too. So
it's so
I'm
the
like,
fact,
please think
yeah,
that I'm cool.
that's awesome. I love that. So your songs have such an emotional depth. What's a phrase or lyric you've written that even surprised you about how real it was?
Ooh, ooh. Um, I have this line in the song "Guilty," which came out a few months ago, which is also going to be on the EP. And it's the first song that I've released that I've written completely by myself. Everything else I've written with another person, but this is the first song that I'm releasing that I've written all by myself. And um, this is probably like my favorite song. It's very special to me because I had just gotten out of a really, really bad relationship, and it's kind of like me getting my power back. And the first line in it is, I just realized you won't be at my birthday for the rest of my years. And I feel like it can be interpreted in so many different ways. Like it could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. And I think at the time when I was writing it, I was just so confused about how I should feel about this breakup. And I was just like, oh my God, like my birthday, like, because my birthday had
Yeah,
just passed. And I was like, I don't even, like, what is that going to even look like? I don't know what the future is going to look like now.
I love that's like that was honestly a great answer. Not that you could have given a bad answer, but that is like especially birthdays and like
hmm
knowing who's gonna be there. Even like some people have been at every single one of my birthdays, and then for
hmm
them to just not be there anymore is a weird
It's like,
feeling.
oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, and it could be exciting, but also like a little sad.
Yeah. And so I think it's just, it's like, because it's a new year and you're like, wow, like so much has happened and I don't even know where to
Yeah,
start.
exactly. So, if you could create a song for like any movie or TV show, what
Oh,
would you pick? And you
does
can
it
like,
have,
yeah, it could be
oh,
like whatever you want. Yeah,
like, it can be like a TV show that's not even, like,
yeah,
that's not going anymore. Okay.
yeah, literally whatever.
I just rewatched Vampire Diaries.
Okay,
Um, so probably Vampire Diaries. That show just has a hold on me.
yeah,
Um,
that
I
would be
mean,
so iconic.
can we talk? I mean, David Salvatore, come on.
Hmm.
Um, I would love to write a song for like I imagine like it's a dramatic moment, and like Damon and Elena are having one of their like dramatic, are we gonna get back together? Are we gonna break up monologues? And
Yep.
um, I would love to do that.
Yeah, I literally am picturing it in my head right now.
hmm
Maybe if they do a reboot, I'll like send them your way. I'll be like,
Wait,
oh, I know
please.
somebody.
I would cry.
So, when you're creating music, is it more of a linear process for you, or is it somewhat abstract where like things just come here and kind of form all organically?
I think it's like pretty random. My
Yeah,
brain is so like all over the place. And I usually just like have an idea or like an emotion, or I tend to write off of stories that have happened to me. So it's, in a way, it's like storytelling. I mean, it is storytelling,
hmm,
but a lot of the time, like I have these things that just come to me, and then I like sing it in some random melody, and I play it to some random chords, and then I just press record, and I'll sing for like 5 or even like 10 minutes, just straight on these like this like same idea, and then I'll go through it and I'll be like, okay, this is good. this is terrible, and kind of organize that and then try again. Um, and that's kind of like the process that I do whenever I write by myself.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of similar with other people, but it really just depends on like who the co-writer is.
How do you, when you're working with other people, how do you decide who to work with? Is it like word of mouth or people you just already knew in your circle?
Yeah, so for this EP specifically, I've been working with this producer, Xavier Dunn. He's incredible for a few years now. He was on my last EP too, and he's from Australia. So we do it like online, like on a
That's
Zoom call,
awesome.
and he like make the demo right there, then and there, and share it with me, and we kind of just write together. And I found him, I DM'd him, and he produced for one of my favorite artists, Grace. And
Hmm.
I was like, hey, would you work with me maybe, please? And he said yes. And we've been working together ever
Right.
since.
That's awesome.
But I mean, a lot of it's like I've reached out to people. So another writer on the EP is Taylor Bickett, and I found her on TikTok. She has some incredible stuff, and I'm in Nashville, and I go back and forth from Nashville and Dallas, and she was in Nashville, and I was like, "Hey, would you like want to get a coffee and like write together sometime or something?"
Yeah.
And she said yes, and then that's how that became. But I also have
That's,
a lot of songwriter friends too, and we do a
yeah.
lot of stuff together.
That's so awesome. I love how like in the music world you can literally just like text somebody and then see if they answer, and sometimes they do, and it's like the coolest thing ever to be able to
Yeah,
actually talk to them.
it's literally just like, "Hey, I thought you were cool. Maybe can you get a coffee with me? Maybe, please, maybe."
Yeah, literally. That's how like I even end up with like most of my guests on my podcast is I'm like, "Hey, I
Hmm.
really like your music. Do you want to talk for a little bit?" And then when
Yeah,
they say yes, I
exactly.
get so excited.
I know. I'm like, oh my god, thank you.
Right? Yeah. So, what is the have you found more pop people in Nashville than you have in Dallas?
Mm. Honestly, I think yes. I think Dallas. There's a lot of. I think there's a big like more so alternative or Americana scene in Dallas. I think that's pretty big. I mean, there are a good amount of pop princesses in Dallas. Don't get me wrong, but I think in Nashville specifically, it's very country and it's very pop.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people from LA moving to Nashville, so I think I know a lot more pop people, especially what people wanting to go into like the pop rock realm,
Yeah.
which is kind of where I'm at too.
Yeah.
But it could also just be like people with similar music styles, just like to band together. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, but a lot of my friends kind of want to do a similar vibe too.
Yeah. Definitely. Have you, since you're in Nashville, have you been to Dolly World yet or Dollywood?
Oh no, I haven't. I have not, but I love Dolly Parton. But I want to go so bad. I just like have not gotten the time. But I'm hoping
Yeah.
whenever I move here permanently that I will like finally be able to actually go and see like all the things.
Literally. Yeah. I bet there's so much to see and do. I've never made
Mm-hmm.
it down there, but I want to go to Dollywood so bad.
Ugh, no, me too. We should go. We can go
No,
together.
literally, I'll text you like, "Hey, let's go."
Hey.
So, besides music, do you have any hobbies that you do in your spare time? Or like any, not that music is a hobby, but like besides your work, do you have any
Yeah.
things that you do that like help you relax or take up your time?
Um. Yes and no. So I mean, I'm just a big like socializer. So I a lot of the time I'll spend like all my free time just hanging out with my
Yeah.
friends. Um, and we just like watch movies or I don't know, just chit chat and be girls.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like to go to the gym and work out too. I've been lacking recently, but I'm gonna get so much better. Um,
Period.
yes. But I mean, yeah, mainly just like I like to work out and I hang out with my friends and I binge watch TV shows.
Yeah, I love it. So on a more serious note, since Pop Palace is focused on queer people and women specifically, has being a woman in the music industry affected your career based on just being a woman that you've noticed?
I think it has. I started in this industry very young too, and when you're young, and a girl, it's really hard to get people to listen to your vision and
Yeah.
what you want. Um, I've worked with some people in the past who tried basically like telling me that my idea and what I was wanting to do with my art and my brand was like wrong or bad. And I ended up still doing that, and it ended up pushing me forward, and it was great. And so I think, yeah, it can be really hard. There's a lot of people who have a lot to say. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people who have DM'd me. There's a lot of older men that have DM'd me and,
Yeah.
sent some pretty interesting things. And so being exposed to that from a young age and just like being sexualized from a young
Yeah.
age is really just like disturbing. And I feel like I had to grow up on the internet pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and just realize, okay, like not everyone is cool, and not
Yeah.
every person that wants to like work with you has the best intentions.
Yeah.
And I think it's really sad because sometimes if a person is talking to me and asking me about my music, I think that they actually care about my music, and then they ask if I am single or not, and then I'm like, no. And then they just completely like walk away from me and
Yeah.
stop talking. And I'm like, okay, so you didn't care about anything I just said. You just
Yeah.
cared that I'm a girl. And that's really unfortunate because I think it's sad when people look at a woman and they see a woman as a female and not as a
Mm-hmm.
person,
Yeah.
and a person that has the capacity to do so many amazing things, and so talented. And so to answer your question, yes, I have definitely experienced that.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing too is sometimes like the doubt can also be a motivator. Is that like
Hmm.
something does that motivate you at all? People telling you that like this isn't good. This isn't like a vision I would do.
Yeah, like I definitely am like, okay, well now I just have to, because also like, I mean, if somebody is saying like I wouldn't do that, I'm like, shoot, like I'm
Yeah,
like
like
second guessing myself, and so I'm like, well, I like in my gut, like I really want to do this, so I like have to make this work. I have to
yeah.
make it good, because that would just be embarrassing if it didn't. I'd be
Mhm.
like, shoot.
Yeah. I totally relate to that. That's like the whole reason I started this podcast too is cuz I noticed how dehumanizing and demeaning people are to specifically women in pop music and queer
Hmm.
people, but like
Yeah,
without women we wouldn't even have like the same pop music or any of the culture or like I don't know. I'm just so obsessed with like women in pop music. They've saved my life. They've saved so
me
many queer
too.
people's lives.
Ugh,
And
Chapel
they're
Roan.
um queen, like obsessed. Yeah. And so we need more of that. And I'm glad
I
that you're
totally
here. Yes.
agree. I know. I wanna join the Pop Princess. I mean, you have Pop Palace. It's like the same. I mean, yeah. I just love
Yeah.
everything about the Pop Princess, just like universe and world. And
Me too. It's so exciting. And I see it as like how little kids see like superheroes, but these people are real
hmm.
life and they
No, me
exist.
too.
Yeah.
Exactly. Hmm.
I love that. Okay, so I have one final question. So at
Okay.
Pop Palace, we ask all of our guests to create a like royal court going off the palace theme.
Oh my
So
gosh.
who would be on your throne and then who would be in your court, like three people below them?
So it's, am I a queen, or is it
Yeah,
I'm making?
you're a
Oh,
queen and then you have a little open chair next to you and then you have three people below you.
okay. Like, I do want to say that my boyfriend would be my king, but I
Hmm.
also would love to roll alongside Taylor Swift.
Period.
So, unfortunately, I do fear that I have to pick Taylor Swift to roll alongside. I'm
That's
so
so fair.
sorry, Kaden. Um, and then I have three people on my court.
Hmm.
Okay, easy peasy. Sabrina Carpenter,
Yes.
Chapel.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, and then mm, Julia Michaels,
Okay,
I
yeah,
think.
slay.
Mm-hmm.
And no men, period. I love it.
Yes.
Did you see Sabrina and Dolly are doing a song together?
Yes. Oh my God.
I'm
I'm so
freaking out.
excited.
Yeah,
It's
I
going to
can't
be
believe it.
incredible.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm so
And like
excited.
Sabrina has this like amazing country twang, and it's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
incredible.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Well, thank you so much for joining me. It was like so lovely to meet you. I can't
Thank
wait
you
for the
so much.
EP. Yeah, let's keep in touch. If you're ever in Oklahoma, text me. I'm in
Yes.
Oklahoma City. It's really random, but we've got some girls and gays out here too. So
Yes, thank you so much for having
yeah,
me.
of
You're so
course.
fun.
It was lovely to meet you. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.